So right now we are working on getting our raised beds put down here. They're these really big square containers. I don't even know what they were originally used for, but we're working on getting them moved down here to our greenhouse, which is right over here. We still don't have the top put on it because we wanted to get these moved in before we did that, because the door is a little too small for these. Unfortunately, as you can see, our path is still pretty blocked for the most part, and we were gonna put them all on a trailer and load them up and pull them up here, but unfortunately, since our path is blocked so much, I don't know if you can see Irby's lights over here, we are using what we call the green machine to pull these up here. He's loaded them, has like a rack on the back, and he loaded them up and he's just gonna pull them through the woods. This thing is like it's a replacement for a tractor at the moment until we get a tractor. This thing has pulled so many trees out of here and hauls things. That's why we call it the green machine. I'm not gonna say it will never die because then I'll just jinx myself, but it's very useful. So he's pulling these up here for us as far as he can. We're kind of stuck right here, so we'll just carry them over the rest of the way. But he's gonna haul them over here. I'm gonna show you how big these things are. They're massive.
Hello.
We're lining these up on one side of the greenhouse, and then this side I'm gonna have tables, but these bins are just gonna line up along here, and any vegetables that are like really tall vegetables or anything that can trellis up, we're gonna build like a little trellis that comes up to this top pole here. Actually, no, to here. That way things can trellis over. I have some seeds for loofahs. I think loofahs and cucumbers and things like that would do really good, and they would just be hanging down here, but I'm plenty well short enough that they're not going to be in my way. So I think that's what we're going to do with these, is let them trellis over. But we're going to fill these things up with some of the dirt that we have dug, that we use to dig out our footers for where the house is going to go. And so we're going to use some of that. It's red clay. I don't really think it's going to be very good for growing things, but we're just going to put that at the basis. And then I'm going to do a layer of that mulch that you guys saw us do. I added that in a short one time, of that load of mulch. We have a couple loads of it. And then yesterday, my dad picked up a load of like really good composted soil for us and brought it over here. And so that's going to be the top. First of many buckets. It looks amazing. It's really soft. So yeah, no, like the ones we got before have a lot of the mulch that's not fully broken down like we would like. So I think that'll be good for like the middle section of these, but maybe not necessarily for everything to be sown straight into. I think our potatoes are doing really good, and we did plant those in that mulch that we got first. So I'm hoping that our potatoes will still do really good in that, but we'll see. This year is kind of an experimental year. And there are holes in some of these, and I don't think it's gonna matter that much, but I am gonna put some like tape or something on the outside of these probably. Gotta get dinner going. I'm gonna get to shucking some corn so that we can have it going for our dinner. And it just reminds me every single time we have to go to the grocery store and buy this, like how excited I am for us to be growing our own food and not have to rely on the grocery store anymore, at least for most things. That is just, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for that moment where, you know, we've grown our own food and not only get to the point to where it's feeding us through the summer, but also to where we have enough left over that we have it to save to feed us throughout the winter, so we can have all of our nice fresh vegetables and fruits and berries and things all throughout the year, and our chickens giving us the meat. It makes me thankful for us choosing to start this whole deal, and just really excited about what's to come. But it also makes me cry too, because grocery prices right now are ridiculous. But as far as the raised beds go that we were just putting out there, we were able to fit 6 on one side, which means that if I want to put 6 on the other side, I can. I still haven't decided yet. Part of me just wants to leave that one side for a table for all my seedlings and not have any of the big bins in there. But if I do it right and I build the tables properly, or the way that I need them to be, I can always just put bins underneath and just have like some super short crop growing under there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't really decided, but I would have to put lights underneath probably, I'm assuming. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of this year is just a bunch of experimenting, seeing what works best for us, and, you know, seeing how it grows. And if there's something else that we want to try next year that might work better, then we'll do it. You know, nothing wrong with testing out different things and just seeing what works best. But for now, we have the 6 on one side. Irby's outside right now pulling up the rest of them. But we have those out there and ready. And then for tomorrow, we have to get our washing machine and dryer installed in the building outside and hook those up to the lines out there. And other than that, really we just need to get the goat enclosure done and then fill the other raised beds with the dirt and soil. So that we can start planting those. I need to transplant so many of our seedlings and things into those. We're going to put some tomatoes in some of those and get those transplanted, because they really need more room right now. So we're going to do that too. But our main things are to get the washer and dryer done and the goat enclosure done, because we have way too many kids to not have washer and dryer running. I do laundry at least every single day. So just to try to stay on top of it, really. So yeah, I definitely need the washer and dryer going. We're pretty backed up from being here and not having it. So that's definitely going to be a huge plus once we get it installed tomorrow and I can get some stuff going. So today we have to get our building finished, which includes the washer and the dryer and a toilet. So now I get to go pick out which toilet I want to go in the building. I'm going to show you how many we have. No clue how we got this many or why. It's kind of comical to me. But I have several to choose from. So let's go pick one out. Here's all the toilets I get to choose from. We have 5. Actually, no, we have 4, because the one on the end somehow got broken. I think when it was really cold in the winter, it cracked. I could be wrong. But so I get the choice of, I don't know how many, how we ended up with this many.
Better to have multiple toilets to poop in than not have a toilet to poop in at all.
He's right. I don't know how we have this many. I don't even know where they came from. He probably knows where they came from, but I don't know. So let's pick a toilet. So this is gonna be the chosen one to go in the building for now.
We're gonna poop in you.
Oh my God. So yeah. But this is the chosen toilet. I don't know, I like the way it looks. Yeah, if you can like the way a toilet looks better than others. I don't know.
Got the toilet where we want it. I still gotta put a wall right here, a wall right here. But these type of buildings, if you don't know, have skids on them. They're the long pieces of 4x4 or 6x6 that run along the sides. Fortunately, when I drilled a small hole just to make sure I had clearance, smack dab right on top of it. So I have to do some research to see if I can cut it or box around it. But besides that, right now what I'm doing is got a 2x4 cut. I'll put it right here so I can get the shark bites. Put them in. And drill the drain, get that plumbed in. The washing machine's gonna go right here. The other night I just roughed this in, so I gotta clean all this up. Don't judge me because I know it's right here in front of the electrical panel. I am gonna put a piece of Lexan up, just in case something happens and water starts to go. But this breaker, or this panel, has a disconnect right there on that other panel. So it's not one of those, if you got to cut it off, you're screwed kind of things. No. Redundancy. Where you see in this video, you might think, oh my God, they're just throwing stuff together. No, this is all carefully planned out. Everything, safety is in mind. I am an industrial maintenance tech, so it flows over into my daily life. Safety is first. Something happens right here, we have a disconnect right there. Water starts spewing out. I can cut it off from right there or right down there. You know, there's always a backup. But there is a drill brand. It's the name of a city. It's red. So if y'all want to sponsor us, if you look behind your washer, you usually have a blue one and a red one. I didn't see a red one, so I'll just get a label printed. Hot, cold. So I do have the water pump turned off, but just to be on the safe side, I have this cut off. Okay, for future reference, if yours is worn off, on and off, is no longer there, just think of this as a flat piece inside. If it's going along with the pipe, you have even flow. If it's going against it, it's cut off. Alright, even though we turned the shower on to drain water, there's still going to be residual water in here. And that is one reason why we cut the hot water off, is we have this set to 130. I don't feel like getting 130 degree water splashed on me. When you're installing shark bites, you feel it click once, it's not all the way in. You want to feel it click and then push in. The guys at my work said, why don't you use the crimp kind? Well, I'm not a plumber by trade. I didn't know there was such a thing. That's that. Now that we've got that done, we can put in I can drill the hole for the drain. If you're doing this kind of stuff, you need to keep your vents in mind. A toilet, it's going to have its P vent right here. So it's constantly got water in the inside of it, so you don't have to worry about the gas coming up. You're going to end up with one outside. Your shower's got a P vent. The washing machine, we're going to put one in because nobody wants to smell that. But we're going to have an exterior vent on this and the shower.
Now while Irby's out there installing our washing machine and toilet and dryer, I'm gonna be in here in the camper trying to tackle everything in here. I still have normal everyday things to do like dishes and just general cleaning, but I also have a lot of organizing to do in here, and I still have a lot to unpack, and I still have just regular daily life stuff to do. Like I've got to get some dishes done, and just stuff organized so we can kind of start our week fresh and clean and looking good. But I also have other stuff to do. I've got to get like unpacking done. We still have a ton of boxes that are packed up that I need to go through and get unpacked and organized. I've got this bin of things that literally just stuff got thrown in there last minute when we were getting ready to move the camper here, and it's mostly just like kids' toys and bags and stuff that I didn't really have a place for at the moment, and I was just like, you know what, fill up the bin, it's okay. Also a lot of things that were in my van that just needed to get put away. So that's what I'm going to be spending my time doing today while he's out there doing that. And hopefully I can get everything done by the time we have to leave. We have to leave at 4 o'clock today, and it is, let's see, I don't even want to look. It's only 11:30, so we got plenty of time. But it is the weekend, and there's a lot to do to pick up from the weekend and just start our week off good. You would think that living in a camper would mean less cleaning, less organizing, and that it would be easier to keep everything looking nice and not a mess, but it's honestly the opposite. Our old house was so much easier to keep clean and organized than this camper, because I always feel like I'm finding new things. I'm like, where did this even come from? And now I have to find a home for it to fit in the camper and space for it to go, and I just feel like it's a bigger task keeping the camper organized, especially with all the kids' stuff and like all the clothes. That's why I'm really glad that we have the building now, because a lot of our clothes are gonna go out in that building on shelves, and we're gonna keep our closets in here for clothes throughout the week. So we'll all go pick out our clothes for the week, bring them in here, fold them, put them away, and then start the process over the next week. That way I don't have everybody's clothes everywhere all the time, because we have a lot of them. That is the one thing that we have way too much of. But I'm gonna get organizing and putting things away and hopefully get done by 4 o'clock. So these antlers are from the first deer that was hunted on this property. My dad actually got that deer. So we wanted to keep them and preserve them so that we would have something from our first deer. I thought that was exciting. If you don't like hunting, I'm sorry, we do. For now, the antlers just kind of hang out up here above my window. I am gonna try to hang them out in the building, or maybe mount them to the wall in here. I'm not sure, but for now, that is the safest place for them to go. You can never have too many jars. I keep forgetting about these cameras. I wanna have these set up with our goats and maybe even our chickens, but I wanna have them set up so I can do like a live streaming thing of our goats on the channel, and so we can all watch their cuteness. Who doesn't want to watch cute goats? But I do have to get to 1,000 subscribers before I can go live, so that's a problem I have to tackle first. And here we have all the eyeshadow palettes of our makeup loving girl that we had to pack away because we definitely didn't want those to get broken. I have been finding these everywhere. So with all the cicadas that are around right now, my kids keep going around and collecting their little exoskeletons, and I think it's so cute that they get so excited about it. I used to do the same thing when I was a kid, but now I keep finding these literally everywhere. It's like I'll feel bad if I throw them out, but I also don't want them everywhere. I need to just get like a collection jar, and the kids can just come in and put their findings in the jar every day. Anyone else have a hard time throwing away school projects? I can't. I just can't throw them away. They're too cute. I wasn't joking. Literally. Everywhere. I'm finding them everywhere. The rest of the bin is clothes and tools, so we're done now. My poor scrub mommy is looking exhausted. I keep meaning to pick one up from the store every time we go into town, and that is one thing I'm realizing that I have to get used to, is that I can't just run and grab anything every time I need it.
Got an idea. You need to run
value.
Yes. We can finish talking about Scrub Mommy in a minute.
Okay, so since the issue I'm having is that skid that's going down the middle, I don't know if I cut it, if the whole thing's just going to collapse on me. So the washer's going right here.
Yeah.
That skid's right here.
Okay.
What about, since I got to put a wall right here anyways,
that's fine. Contemplate the thought.
this is where all great ideas come from.
I mean, that
I
works
gotta
for
get up
me.
before I actually have to use it.
Oh my god. That works. That works for me though, because we're gonna put something up anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to paint over. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'm like, we need to paint over our free sign. So funny enough, before we got this shower, we were gonna go and get one from Lowe's or somewhere, and that way we would have a shower in here. And I was like, man, that's just gonna be a really big expense. And one day I got a call. My brother and his girlfriend were driving and saw this one on the side of the road, and it said free on it.
Free!
But it said free on it, and so they were like, hey, if you guys need a shower, there's a shower out here. So they called my dad, and he called Irby or me. I don't know. Anyways, phone tag. But now we have the shower, and we didn't have to pay a dime for it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Works perfect. There's like a couple little spots on the outside where the fiberglass broke. That was our doing, because it accidentally flew off the trailer one time.
It identified as a kite.
It did, and it just took flight, unfortunately. But that was the only mishap that we had, and it didn't damage anything on the inside of the shower or anything that would cause any type of leaking. It was just what it looks like on the edge of the shower. I'll show you. It literally just chipped that little bit off, so nothing that matters really. So now we have a free shower, and we didn't have to take that out of our house building budget.
Yeah.
We will once we need a real shower for in the house, but for now we have this. I don't know, we may use it. I don't know. No?
I want tile.
No. Okay, he wants tile. I agree.
I want to be bougie.
Now back to our conversation. So I got really used to, in our old town, literally being able to get whatever I needed within 5 to 15 minutes tops. Like literally the nearest store to get almost everything was about 5 minutes away. And there were multiples of them. So there was never any, oh, I have to drive at least 30 minutes to get somewhere. And that's pretty much how it is around here, is you're not gonna get anything. There's like 20 minutes is probably the closest. So it's not that bad, but it's also just a small-ish grocery store. So yeah. I have to remember to get one of these the next time I'm out, because she is ready to retire. But I gotta get some dishes done regardless. Another thing I don't want to ever take for granted again is a full-size kitchen. I had no idea how good I had it before with my nice big kitchen and all the room and the storage space and everything. That has been one of the most difficult things, because I'm in the kitchen all the time. Either I'm cooking snacks or baking bread or just cooking all of our meals. Pretty much, we rarely go out to eat. Sometimes we do, just to have, you know, a change from the normal. But for the most part, I cook all of our meals, which is kind of how we like it. And that has been one thing that I've had to learn how to adjust to, is number one, cooking on a camper stove and using the teeny tiny camper oven, which is not that great, but it gets the job done. And just not having space, because used to I would buy all of our groceries way in advance and have, like, you know, a few weeks at least worth of food, and right now I can't do that. Thankfully, with the building, we are going to have that pantry space, and we're going to have room to do that more, and that's going to save us a lot of money, but it's also going to help with us storing our food that I can this summer. So that's a real good plus. But I will never take for granted having a nice kitchen again, and that's one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to once we get this house finished being built, is being in my kitchen and being able to just fully enjoy my large kitchen. That was the biggest thing that I wanted to plan exactly how I want it, and I have, and I'm just so excited for it to be done and ready for me to cook in. Want to know what I just realized while I was planning to wash dishes? The water's off. He's hooking up the washer in the toilet. Of course the water's off. I wasn't even thinking about that, so I'm gonna keep organizing first. I wanted a change in tasks because that's just how my brain works, but that's okay.
Start a homestead. It'll be fun, they said.
I personally don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful sight. I've gone an entire week without a washing machine, which for us is insanity.
Honey, I told you to stop washing the lizards.
Oh no! No, don't put it in my hand. Oh my God. Poor little guy. I feel bad. Oh. I feel so bad.
No, y'all gotta keep in mind, this washer's been in a storage building for a year.
It has. It's been sitting in there.
Not climate controlled.
Looks nice and clean at least, other than the poor dead lizard. Oh my gosh. Okay, buddy, go back to nature. We'll just throw you in the forest, okay? There he goes. Okay, he's gonna compost.
Wanna know, I just realized.
What?
I didn't run the electrical for it yet. I ran the electrical over to that side for the dryer.
Womp womp.
Yeah. But, hey, it's still progress.
Yes, a lot. Doesn't it look so wonderful? For real, I've never been more excited to see my washing machine.
Anytime you got to do electrical, if you do not have experience, contact somebody who does, or Google it. Like I said before, everything we do, we try to do it safely. 110 will shock you. 220, it won't let you go. This is a live panel. I'm not putting my hand in it. When I start to hook the breakers up, I will be disconnecting the power from it.
One good thing about the camper is that even though he had to cut the power to do the electrical work that he's doing right now outside, in the camper, we at least still have lights. Now, we don't have our fan and the outlets don't work, but I can still have plenty of lights in here. So let's say he was out there doing work at night, we can still see in here. So it's nice and convenient that way. But those do run off of battery. Unfortunately, our fan and air conditioning do not.
Now let's test to make sure that I got it right.
Wait, what? You're
Just
funny.
joking.
I was about to say let it stop first. Oh, there we go.
And top one. Nice.
Yay! Time for the washer.
Nothing!
Trying to remember how to even... Oh, it's on.
Okay. Finally got the plug out. Now we're going to attempt to finish this hole. Almost there. Good thing I charged another battery. if you see right here, you can see the skid. That's why we couldn't put it up against this joining wall. Yep, we got that done. Stay tuned for the next episode because I'm tired and I'm going to sleep. Wait, I'm homesteading. There's no sleep or rest. Alright. Time for me to get the flange. Hello!
Okay, so taking a little break from our building to show you guys this cicada that is coming out of his little exoskeleton. I have never seen one as it was coming out. That's really cool. Unfortunately, this little guy has some ants around him, so I'm a little concerned. But hopefully they won't bother him too bad. But that's really cool to see. You can see another one on this side. He's already made it out of his. He's just chilling down there. Another one who may not have come out of his yet. I'm not sure. So we got all these bins moved into the greenhouse from yesterday. I know I told you guys yesterday that we'd be able to get 6 out here. But it turns out we're only going to be able to get 5 because if we added 6, it's going to overlap the end here. And that would just not work with the cover on the greenhouse, obviously. Like I said, some of these bins do have holes back here like this, and we're gonna put some sticks and stuff up against those so that the dirt doesn't come out. That can also kind of help with composting over the years and stuff. Some of them are completely solid and have no issues. But as you can see, my one bucket of dirt that's still in here, we have a lot to get done over here to get them filled so that we're ready to plant. I've got to get our tomatoes transplanted in here and pretty soon because they're getting really overcrowded, and so they really need to move. And we have some squash. Not really sure where I'm gonna put them. Well, the tomatoes aren't really gonna go in the greenhouse, but at least not right now. Like when we actually need to grow them in the greenhouse, we will. But anyways, I'm rambling. So I'm probably gonna put a container out here outside of the greenhouse for that, and then I'm going to have like a little herb garden area over here with those other raised beds. Again, we still need to get rid of some of these trees and pull them out of here so that they're gone and we have all this space cleared and can get to working on it. But that's what we have planned coming up soon. But the main thing is just to get these filled with the dirt and the soil and all of that really good compost, and then we'll worry about moving trees and stuff after, because the main point is to get them transplanted before they die, because we definitely don't want that.
It might have taken quite a while. It's still not pretty looking, but we got a functional water heater, functional washing machine, 95% complete toilet. All I got to do is get the water line. It's just a longer one. The shower, and I got all this just put up.
We have to organize this too, but
4 bags of trash taken out, but I swept. We're gonna end up having to put a carpet or something in here, but yeah. Now we have a little.
And there's our dryer.
Yeah.
This is our fridge for the moment. We have 2 of them.
So there was this electrical outlet right here. I finally traced down the cord.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So, luckily I got enough 12-2. I'm gonna run. I'm just gonna join in with the breaker for this one right here. But yeah, from our family to yours, happy homesteading.
Yeah. I can definitely say I've never been happier to have clean laundry coming out of my washer.
Your husband doing the laundry?
That too.